Hello. Okay, so one of the things that has surprised me the most when I got into, if you will, the makeup industry is how much now I have a passion for teaching contour to the everyday makeup woman. And it still floors me. I've been doing this for 8.5 years. And when I first started getting into makeup, I thought that contour was something like for the Kardashians, like the famous people. I would have never thought that fast forward I would be the one that is like passionate about contouring and depth and dimension and color on our face as we age. Now, that's a good point as well. When I started, I was in my mid to late 30s, and now pretty much mid 40s. And there is something to be said that as we age, we do need that color. We need that lift. Things are not the same anymore, right? And so a lot of us don't really need more makeup. We just need to know what to do with the makeup we have, right? And so, what I want to talk about is contour and bronzer, and if you will, a hybrid of both of them, and kind of what they do, what they're for, and how, and different just techniques of placement. So, let's get started. I have 3 different tools as well. So, we're going to start with traditional contour. And traditional contour is on the ashier side. So it is meant to create a shadow effect, and that is meant to carve our face out and to also lift and add dimension where we possibly have lost it. Okay. And contour on the cheeks, what I want women to not do is this and follow that down. What that does most times is drags our face down because that line is going to start getting too close down here. So what we want to think about is lifting, okay? And this brush I love because you can get right in that cheekbone and push up. And honestly, it is that easy. I don't like, sometimes people get, I did bring the brush where you can draw it on and blend. But sometimes just stamping it on there and blending it out. And again, these are all cream products. I truly believe, in my opinion, cream is the best for anyone over 35 and the easiest and most forgiving to work with. So again, and then I really try to tell people, stay anywhere outside the outer corner of your eye. You don't need to. Now, some people will get into where they're cupping the cheek and they get kind of fancy with things, but this is like layman's, this is for the everyday woman, okay? And then the forehead. So what we're doing with the forehead is we are creating, again, some depth, some dimension, some color in our face. Now, if you have a larger forehead, that can trick the eye into looking where, because our eye goes to what is the brightest. So you're pulling out the center of your face and then the darkness recedes, right? So, but I'm going to show you guys with this would be like a hybrid, okay? So with a hybrid, it's going to be a color that is kind of in the middle, and it's not too warm and it's not too cool, so that you can still get the effect of the pretty coloring on your face with just one product, okay? And then let's go with, we'll use that color to chisel the jaw. You have to be a little bit careful with the jaw because we don't want, what we're trying to do, like what I'm trying to do here is there is this little bit of a, and I'm doing this with my eyeballs on top of my head. I'm trying to put a shadow where I have a little bit of that sagging in the jowl. And then you always want to drag down on your neck. And many times this area doesn't get a lot of color because it's shaded by our face. So this helps also with that look of a darker face than your neck. Okay, a little bit of double chin. Again, we're just causing that to create a shadow and give the illusion of a little bit more of a snatched jaw. Again, contour is playing with lights and darks. Now with nose contour, it is a little bit more advanced. I mean, truth be told, I didn't do it for like the first 3 years of my doing makeup. Excuse me. Real life. Okay, but I do like this tool that you can get the edge of it. And now with nose contour, it is more important, especially if you're like me and you hold some redness and some color in your nose, to not have too warm of a contour. Now, it's not a huge deal because if it's warm, I mean, we get color on our face anyway. So, but the key is if you want to slim your nose, you need to make sure those lines are on top of your nose and not on the side. Again, that's a little bit more advanced. Now, that is as simple as it is. And if we wanted to, get a little bit more of the contour, a little bit more, less of the warmth, come up here. Another thing I like to teach my ladies as we age is a lot of times we lose volume here in our face. So really don't bring your contour down here because again, that's just going to make it look more hollow. So keep this foundation, okay? And then bronzer is going to be more of a sun-kissed, warm, think where the sun would hit you. So right here on your cheeks, you can dust it over your nose. It's gonna hit here. And this just brings life and youthfulness, right? And then again, if you need to dust some down here, you don't have to be as precise with contour. So I kind of showed you guys so this is, you can see it's a lot ashier, this is a lot warmer, and then this is an in-between. And honestly, you just have to play around with it, have fun, but I do really think that how easy it can be is that it is a step that I love, and I do feel like I have a very put together look, and I just feel more youthful. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I love to share tips like this and teach the everyday woman how you can feel your best. And you know what? I do usually take this off or take my glasses off so I can see that it's all blended. Make sure you do a final blend. You don't want harsh lines. Another reminder, blend up in the cheekbones, back to the hairline, and down with the jawline. So thank you guys for watching.